Yo, what is up folks, and welcome back to F1 2021, where today we are going to be continuing with Breaking Point. So we are going to go on to chapter 3, whereas from chapter 2 we had that amazing battle at China where our teammate Casper Ackerman pushed us off and we had to fight our way back to P10. Let's get on to chapter 3, the French Grand Prix, and see what happens.
It's a great day for racing here at Le Castellet, and the drivers are making their final preparations on the grid. Let's hope for a thrilling contest then here at the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. Here we are then at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, the 10th race of the 2020 Formula One season. And the standings are starting to take some kind of shape, Ant.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your big three jostling for position at the top, so no surprises there. A little less predictable in the midfield, though you could make an argument for Racing Point underperforming somewhat.
The two Racing Point drivers denying each other points, perhaps. Well, it's all to race for, and a lot of season left ahead of us. So let's see how it all pans out. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Daniel Kvyat and Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Ackerman, Devon Butler and Albon, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, George Russell and Aiden Jackson, Magnussen and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright, so it looks like for chapter 3 of Breaking Point, we have a full race here at France, and we are starting from 18th position. So for today we are going to be using this setup: 474 wings, 7560 transmission, 2.5, 1.7, 0.08, 0.2 for suspension, 227735 for suspension, and 159 for brakes. And we're going to leave the tires as it is. So I have not practiced with this setup. We're just going to try it out and see if it works. And we have reduced the fuel load to 14 laps. Let's go. 3 lights, 4, 5, and we're off. Getting a very decent exit off the start line, already alongside Grosjean, as we back off a bit into turn 1 to avoid any major contact. And I don't believe we made contact with Grosjean there, but yeah, just storming past, currently alongside Butler, trying to fight wheel to wheel with him to get the position. And we just managed to squeeze him off here, currently already up into 15th place from 18th. And we are chasing down Alex Albon. Now you can see Butler just gaining time a little bit, proving just how strong the slipstream effect is in the new 2021 game, making it a lot more realistic. Getting a very good exit as Albon made up a few places, and we are trailing Giovinazzi, trying to go around the outside, and we try to hold the place here, getting wheel to wheel with Giovinazzi. Still trying to stay around the outside, and we do manage to just blaze past him. Currently in 14th position, approaching the end of lap 1 of 13. Going a little bit deep into the second last corner, coming onto the start finish straight, Just putting down the throttle hard, using as much slipstream as we can get. Let's see if we can make a move. And we do make one around the outside of turn 1. And next we've got Casper Ackerman, our teammate. Now the objective of today's race is to actually finish ahead of both the Renaults and both the McLarens. So Ocon, Ricciardo, Sainz and Norris. Chasing down Ackerman. Let's use ERS and slipstream here to help us get past him. As we brake hard into the corner, trying to maintain the racing line to prevent any switchbacks from our teammate, and we are successfully through. Next up, we've got Ocon, about 0.7 seconds ahead. He is one of the racers that we are going to have to overtake for this objective. Number 1 of 4. Just closing in rapidly to this pack of cars here. It's crucial that we stay within this 1 second zone because DRS is going to be enabled in the next lap, and we want to take full advantage of that as we get a very good exit off the last corner there, and we are ahead of Ocon. Going deep into the corner and almost losing back the position to Ocon, but we do manage to hold it. Currently running in 11th place out of 18. Chasing down Vettel. Now I've noticed that with the 2021 game you can be a little bit stronger with the throttle out of corners. Your car doesn't seem to spin out as much. Now I'm not sure if that is actually setup related, but I feel like there is part of the driving physics element to it, making it a lot more enjoyable. I'm able to get out of corners much faster in this game compared to last year's. As we go around the outside of Sebastian Vettel, taking 10th place, and we are still side by side with him. As Vettel gets back past us, but we are going to fight for the position. We're not going to back down, and we have got it. We are into the points here. We can see Norris up in 7th place. As Gasly ahead of us locks up and loses a little bit of time. Let's try and get a good exit here. Getting a little bit of wheel spin, but being able to put down the throttle quite well. As we go around the inside of turn 1 and we get past Gasly. Next up, we've got Kvyat in 8th place, about 4 tenths ahead. We are going to get DRS on the straight, but so is Kvyat. So let's see what we can actually pull off here. Losing the back end just a little bit out of that corner there. We are going to take advantage, and yeah, the video just cut there. Apologies for that. But we do make the move past Kvyat, and we are up into 8th place, chasing down Norris. Let's see if we can get him with the help of some slipstream. Getting very close with his rear tires, but luckily no contact was made and no damage. So it's all good for now. Losing the back end again, just slightly, but managing to keep it on the tarmac and not losing it too bad. Trying to trail behind Norris as much as we can to get advantage of the DRS on this straight here. Putting the throttle down hard, getting our DRS open, help of ERS, and we are ahead of Lando Norris. Currently in 7th place. We have got past 2 of our 4 opponents that we need to get past of. we have still got Sainz and Ricciardo up ahead. Now we are currently outside of DRS zone from Sainz, so we are probably not going to get it into this straight. We do set a purple first sector, so we do have the pace. And yep, we do not get DRS. But just watch how rapidly Norris is actually approaching back up to us with the help of DRS. But luckily not close enough. So before the next lap starts, it is crucial that we actually get into the DRS zone of Sainz up ahead, because we really need that to help us protect against Norris and to help us, well, get past Sainz. So yes, coming back to the jump in the video, I apologize for any jumps that may be present. I use the PS4 screen capture feature to capture my gameplay, and sometimes there are some errors in the recording, unfortunately. But we are going to make do with what we have and make the best of it. And we do manage to get within DRS range, and we do get DRS on the start finish straight. Coming on to lap 6, setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:33.5. And as you could see from the AWS graphics, we did initially plan to pit on lap 6, but let's see if that is the best option, because at this point I was feeling very confident with the softs. They were still giving me the pace and the grip that I needed. So let's just see what the guys in front of us do. As we come onto the straight, we do get DRS, but we decide to save a little bit because we feel like we may not be able to get him even with our ERS, so we do not turn it on. We can see Ricciardo right up ahead. This battle between Sainz and Leclerc, they will both be losing a little bit of time, so that just helps us. Trying to go around the outside of Carlos Sainz, and we do not have enough space. Going to the inside, to the outside of the next corner, but Sainz just pushes us out a little bit and doesn't leave us enough space to make the move work. But no matter, we're going to keep pushing, as both Ricciardo and Sainz decide to pit. So we are going to be going for the overcut here at France. Let's see if we can make it work, getting the DRS on Leclerc. But at this point I decide to just wait it out and wait for the main straight that's coming up next to actually get past him, because it would help us to get DRS there as well. So we're just going to bide our time, put the pressure on Leclerc, and just stick to him as much as we can. Trying to get a clean exit without losing the back end, as we do lose the back end, but no matter, keeping it on the road. DRS open, ERS on, and we comfortably get past Leclerc as we confirm that we are going to be pitting at the end of this lap. And Leclerc tries to come back, he comes to the inside, but we get a very good exit, and Leclerc does not manage to get past us. So we are currently in second position. Well, we do still have to pit, but it's nice to be in second. I realize there are quite a number of jumps in the video. I do apologize for that. It is definitely not ideal. And we are going to be pitting here on lap 7, as I probably slow down way too much, losing maybe a few tenths there. So that is not going to help us with our battle with Sainz and Ricciardo with this overcut, but let's just see what we can actually work with. Looking at the map, Ricciardo and Sainz are just about coming around the final corner. So let's see if we can make it work. Trying to put the throttle down as fast as we can. And as we come out, we realize we are ahead of both Sainz and Ricciardo. So here we have it, folks. Today at France, we have made the overcut work. But crucially, you can see here that Science is actually within DRS range, so we are going to have to push as hard as we can to ensure that Science doesn't get past us. Because remember, they are on the medium tires that have been warmed up one lap compared to ours that are just fresh. As we come to the end, Science is down to about 3/10 behind us, but not close enough to make an overtake. So we are going to continue to push on. Now with the setup that I have today, I am relatively happy with it. It's definitely not perfect. There are things that can be changed. There is a little bit of understeer and the back end can be a little bit unpredictable. But overall, it is actually not too bad. Pretty okay for an eyeball setup, I would say. I have done some quick races where I would just eyeball some setups and it would not fit at all. I would just be spinning out, losing the back end left and right. So yeah, it's gonna take some time to figure out what are the best setups for this game. But do keep a lookout. As soon as I have them, they're coming up for you guys. As we are trying our best to get out of that DRS range from Science, but I believe we are not gonna make it at this attempt. So Science is gonna get DRS the next straight. And yep, he definitely does. So we're gonna keep pushing to prevent him from getting past us. We have to get out of that 1 second zone. But if you look at Verstappen, he is 2.2 seconds ahead, and that gap is actually slowly decreasing. So with about 4 laps remaining, I was starting to wonder, could we actually get Verstappen and maybe get on the podium? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Red Bull are fast here. We can see that it's not as easy for us to catch up to Verstappen compared to the cars before. But we're gonna push and we're gonna try. Let's see what we can actually do here. Trying to keep our lines clean and not lock up into any instances. Putting the throttle down quite well actually into the start finish straight. The gap to Verstappen already down to 1.8 seconds. And if you notice, the weather actually has gotten a little bit brighter. Now I don't know if that actually has some effect on track temperature, which leads to maybe more grip to the tires. I'm not sure if that actually is included in the game. But yeah, it'll be cool if it actually is. Setting a purple first sector. And the gap to Verstappen already down to 1.5 seconds, and as you can see, Sainz is already out of DRS range, so we have comfortably completed the objective for today. But it is crucial that we actually maintain our gap to Sainz to prevent any attack from him. And we are going to just continue chasing down Verstappen. The gap now down to 1.1 seconds, well, closer to 1.2, setting a green second sector. I believe maybe the Mercedes have really good straight line speed here. And we are just jumping in and out of that DRS range to Verstappen. And I do believe we are going to get DRS on this straight. Let's see, and oh no, we don't. We do not get DRS. Alright, okay. But as we cross the finish line, we see that we actually have set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:33.5. Setting green second and third sectors with a purple first sector. So yeah, pretty happy with the pace today. And yeah, we are within 1 second of Verstappen. Comfortably within 1 second. So I am pretty sure that we are going to get DRS on the next straight. but being about 8 tenths behind, I don't think it's going to be very effective. We definitely are not going to get close enough to make a move. So this is all about making up ground and trying to bide our time to see if we can get an opportunity later on to get past him. Verstappen is just rapid out of these corners. Now I gotta say, I did actually feel a lot more comfortable with the soft tires compared to the mediums, even if the softs were around 5 or 6 laps old. So yeah, that is something that I'm gonna have to experiment with in this game. With F1 2020, I was actually a lot more used to the soft tires. Like even a pretty worn out set of softs would be faster than a set of mediums for me. And I would rarely take the hards because the hards rarely give me pace. I just fall off the pace really fast with the hards. So they were not my tire of choice. As we come to lap 12, 2 laps remaining, and we are on Verstappen's gearbox already. About 3 tenths behind. We are just going to stick to him and see if we can make a move work on the upcoming straight. Trying to keep our lines clean, trying to not lose the back end. Getting a pretty good exit of those corners. Let's see if we can make a move. Closing in on Verstappen like a rapid bullet. And we are going to go around the outside of the corner and we make the move stick. And now with about a lap and a half remaining and Verstappen probably going to be getting, you know, the next 3 DRS zones, we have to push as hard as we can to prevent any attack from Verstappen, because we do know that he has the pace out of corners. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. So the next lap and a half, it's just us pushing as hard as we can to maintain this 3rd place. We currently still do hold the fastest lap. Now getting on the podium is not an objective of this chapter of Breaking Point. It's just something that I want to do because, you know, why not? Pretty fun to battle with Verstappen here. As look at the pace that Verstappen just claws back onto us in the DRS zone. So with a pretty long DRS zone coming up on the next straight, I did not have much confidence in me actually holding 3rd position. So I'm trying to push as hard as I can, not getting a very good exit there, to be honest, losing quite a bit of time. As you can see, Verstappen already gaining up on us, and as Verstappen gets his DRS, he closes in on us pretty fast, and we are gonna come into the next corner. And man, the video just cut again. My apologies for that, but Verstappen tried to come around the outside and we try to defend as much as we can, and we do maintain 3rd position, but Verstappen fights back, trying to find any little gap to get back 3rd place. The AI in this new game, a big improvement over last year's. They defend so much more, they are so much more aggressive, they're more lifelike, and the handling in this game is not as arcadey as last year's game. It's more realistic, overall making the experience a lot more fun than last year's. Coming to the final corner on the last lap, we are gonna dump all our ERS down as Hamilton sets the fastest lap, and we come across the line, 3rd place, chapter 3 of Breaking Point. Let's go, guys.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Business as usual for the big 3, but a bit of a reshuffle in the midfield here in France.
That's certainly much better from Racing Point. Frankly, they should be in the mix more often. On a good day, they're as good as anyone in that midfield pack.
And they've certainly proved it today. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Aiden, congratulations! You got on the podium. That's a fantastic result for both you and the team. How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, this is just a team effort. That's the best diplomatic answer to go for here.
Yeah, it's a team effort. I'm just the one behind the wheel. It was an amazing result today, and I think everyone deserves it. I'm just pleased I could bring it home for them.
Well, it's such a great result, especially since it's your first season in Formula One. Would you say you found your feet now since the jump to F1?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the answer of change is always difficult. It's the most modest answer
I think
here.
there's always going to be hurdles. And look, you never know what's around the corner. Change is always difficult, but I think I'm settling in. The team seems happy at least.
So there's no current tensions within the team? We've all seen that you and Casper have locked horns so far this season. Is that something that's now behind you?
Honestly, I didn't know what to pick for this. I was torn between no comment and there's always going to be a settling in period. Yeah, it could have really been either way, but I was not going to go for the third one.
I can't really comment on that. I'm sure it'll be fine, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Thank you for your time.
As we go the no comment route.
Brian?
Aiden, just so you know, there's a full team meeting in 20 minutes.
No worries.
We just want to review our strategy while the race is still fresh in our minds.
Right, okay. I'll see you there.
Listen, while you're on, I just wanted to say that was some solid driving out there today. I'm impressed.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Put it this way, it's been noticed. Well done, kid. I'll see you in the meeting.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, love. Just calling to say well done, as usual. You okay?
Thanks, Mum. Yeah, I'm good. Real good. I think I delivered today.
I thought so. And I think the neighbors probably did too. I couldn't stop shouting.
Oh, not again.
I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
Hey, it's Silverstone soon.
So does that mean you'll be home for a few days?
Probably. I'll try and get over for a day or two, either side of race weekend.
You know, Silverstone was always your dad's favorite track.
I know. You're still coming to the race, right?
Do you really think I'd miss out on the VIP treatment? Of course I'm coming. I just wish it wasn't on my own, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I'll be there. And I can't wait to see you.
Me too. Anyway, I won't keep you. I imagine you want to go and celebrate. Well done again. Love you.
Love you too, Mum. Speak soon.
And right there we do got calls from Brian and our mom. Nice to feel the support from the both of them. And here we can look through our news and we see that Vettel announces his Ferrari departure. Yeah, in real life that was really a big hit for a lot of us, you know. We were wondering where would Vettel go. But it's so nice to see him in Aston Martin. Glad to see him performing relatively okay. That performance in Baku, that was really nice. And yeah, I believe he is slowly getting into good grips with the car. Let's hope that Aston Martin can pull themselves together and get a really good car on track. Glad to see Vettel fighting again. And here we can see our socials. Now these actually do get updated after every race that we do in Breaking Point. So it's nice to see this engagement with some familiar faces that we see around on YouTube and Twitter. Alright, coming on to our emails, we see that we have one from Jeff, our race engineer, just congratulating us on the podium and, well, telling us that we're driving with such confidence at the moment. Well, that's nice. Glad to see him talking to us outside of the track. Thank you, Jeff. And we have an email from Brian as well, talking to us about the interview with Claire, and he acknowledges the fact that we decided not to comment on that last question just now. So glad to see that we answered, well, one of them right. That's nice to see. Yeah, things are getting tricky between us and Casper, seeing as we outperformed him by a mile today. But yeah, let's see what the next chapters have in store for us. And we've got another email from Brian, well, telling us that, to have a word with our PA, as Colin has been trying to get in touch with us. So, well, Brian gave him the email address. I believe in the last episode, we saw our PA not wanting to give Colin our email address. Maybe. Or maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but yeah, that's what I have in my mind. Alright, there you have it, folks. That has been Chapter 3 of Breaking Point in F1 2021 at France. That was pretty thrilling. Nice to see us actually being able to do a 25% race completely from start to finish. That was really fun. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give a like. Do subscribe to the channel. It'll really help us out a lot. Do comment down below what other F1 2021 content you would like to see. And stick around for more, because we are having more Breaking Point content coming out really soon. So guys, stick around, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.